Shiao Nanjoo is an orphan and unemployed boy who used to live with his grandmother before she passed away. After spending some time as a homeless, Nanjoo finally goes to his grandmother's house. There, he finds a mysterious magic book. He decides to practice its spells and accidentally summons a god who tells him that he's the only one who can control all of the 9 gods. Shiao Nanjoo is in need coming home where he finds his childhood friend, Sidu Zhang, waiting for him. They discuss his unemployment status, and Sidu tells him that he should take up his late grandmother's job of being a feng shui and continue with his family legacy. A feng shui is a Taoist with special powers that enable him to work in the fields of medicine, fortune-telling, forecasting, and astrology. After Sidu leaves, he sits down and looks at old family memories. He finds his grandmother's diary where she used to write a lot of her job spells and scriptures. He finds summoning phrases with hand signs and tries to copy them to summon an almanac god. He doesn't think that it works at first, but after trying for a while, he summons a cute chubby baby who tells him that it's the almanac god, Shiao Nanjoo. The baby bestows him the title of Leash, a master of the calendar. As a master of the calendar, he will be able to predict the fortunes and misfortunes of the day. He will be able to dispel evil spirits that come from people's negative emotions, and he will also be able to alter the festivals of the calendar and influence them. The next morning, he wakes up and thinks it was just a dream, but he soon finds Shiao Nanjoo in his house who explains to him what his job is, what his powers are, and that he can summon Nanjoo at any time he needs him. His friend, Sidu Zhang, finds him his first client, Thong Zong, a businessman whose company is responsible for building a bridge. He goes to see him and tells him his fortune, but the man doesn't believe. After Nanjoo reiterates, the man gets a call from one of his workers who tells him that things are looking bad at the construction site. There has been an accident. The 3 of them rush to the site to see what happened. Andrew notices something is wrong and ends up summoning, but they suddenly get attacked by evil spirits as soon as he appears, forcing them to fight back. Nanjoo finds out that he can help Nanjoo by dispelling the evil spirits and decides to join the fight. Suddenly, a bell starts to ring, indicating that it's 11 p.m. Nanjoo starts to glow and disappears, revealing that Nanjoo can only summon almanac gods at specific times. While he's gone, the evil spirits pick up some concrete materials and start to attack Nanjoo again. Before he gets hurt, a large summoning circle appears in the sky and shoots a fireball that defends Nanjoo, dispelling the evil spirits in an instant. Andrew tries to find who saved him and sees a man standing on top of a pillar. Nanjoo tries to question who the man is, but a lion appears behind him and moves past him to protect him. The evil spirits try to grab him and attack, but the man comes down and strikes the spirits with his spear, causing them to run away. He then approaches Nanjoo, who recognizes the man as Chushi, the god of New Year's Eve. Chushi suddenly starts to show signs of being poisoned by the evil spirits. He emits negative energy from his body and begins to tremble. But still, Nanjoo takes him to his home together with his lion. When he gets home, Chushi looks fine until he starts acting different. All of a sudden, he starts to emit bad energy, and his eyes even change color to show that he's under the influence of evil energy. He grabs Nanjoo by the neck and tries to choke him but instantly comes back to normal, letting go of Nanjoo, who runs away to the other room and summons Shanayan. He asks him about Chushi and his sudden change to an evil guy. Nyan tells him that due to Chushi's longtime fighting evil spirits, they have contaminated him and made him weak somehow, to the point that they can sometimes take over his body. But Nyan doesn't tell him how to stop Chushi and leaves him hanging. Nanjoo takes a butcher knife and goes back to where Chushi is, only to find that he broke a window and ran away. The next morning, he gets a visit from his neighbor's kids, whom he invites for New Year's dinner. After the visit, he meets Shushi behind his door and goes to buy some groceries with him. At the dinner party, Jen, one of the kids, starts to get possessed by evil spirits after thinking about how he's always been bullied because his parents don't care about him and abandoned him. The evil spirits become big and start to consume John when his sadness grows. The spirit attacks Nanjoo, but Chushi appears and defends him with his spear, saving John. John's friend's mom receives a call for John, telling him that his parents miss him, even though they didn't come back for New Year. John is happy that his parents miss him, but it's shortly revealed that it's just Nanjoo who made the call. Don Iron, Xian's older brother, appears to Nanjoo to punish him for being mean to his little brother. Don Iron carries with him a pack of firecrackers to dispel evil spirits. He joins Nanjoo for a mission in the Imperial City, where a museum director needs help dealing with the strange things that have been happening at the museum. The museum keeps the relics of traditional China called the Ruware, a set of kitchenware passed down from generation to generation through many great wars. The museum suddenly starts shaking like there's an earthquake, and one of the glass casings starts to crack. Don suspects it's an evil spirit and throws his firecrackers to dispel it. But the director doesn't like this, as he thinks that Don is being a little brat and reprimands him for it. Nanjoo and Sidhu-jong tell him that it's okay and calm the old man down. The old man explains what has been happening at the museum, and Don makes a deduction after finding that the spot the director had said was suspicious. All of the damaged museum relics positions create a 4-direction array. They get inside, and he creates an array of his own, expecting it to protect the glass cases from breaking when the evil spirits bounce against them. While they wait inside, an evil spirit aggressively appears and starts to cackle, shaking the glasses and bouncing against them while trying to break them. One of the glass cases cracks as it was not included in the protection array that Don made. The spirit stops bouncing, and they see that it's a cat, but it transforms into a fat kid called Sui Sui Ping, whom Don seems to know. They start fighting, but the hour changes, alerting them that there will be soon a change of gods, and they try to quickly wrap it up. The glass that had cracked starts to glow brightly, causing the rocks outside in the 4-direction array to also glow. The 4-direction array gets activated and triggers the clouds in the sky to shift vigorously, making a dragon appear. The dragon gets sucked into the calendar that Nanjoo carries with him to summon his almanac gods. After the dragon disappears, 3 treasures are left behind: an emperor's almanac scripture, a scroll, and the black dragon horn capable of turning into a sword when Nanjoo touches it. When Nanjoo gets home, he shows Shushi the treasure and tells him what each of the treasures is. Nanjoo finally shows him the scroll, and it has drawings of him defeating evil spirits. Chushi doesn't remember the event, but when he touches the scroll, he suddenly remembers and starts to shake with the flashbacks. Nanjoo calms him down and tells him to take a walk to the Lantern Festival. There, they meet a little girl who is also an almanac god. Together, they meet a grandma and her grandson who takes them to their home. They arrive at her home, and Nanjoo realizes that the place looks old and unoccupied, but he doesn't ask. They just enjoy the food she cooks for them until a woman and a man come looking for the grandson. They react harshly towards the 3 and ask them to leave the place before they call the police. Nanjoo shows them a box that the grandma had given to him in order to give to her son. The man calms down and starts to listen to their story. The 3 find out that the grandma has passed away, and that the kid had run away from home to the old place because he missed his late grandma. They help the man find closure by reading his mother's letter, helping the grandma to rest in peace. While in the spring when flowers bloom, Nanjoo meets the flower almanac god, Hua Jiao. He explains the purpose of the festival and how it works. As Nanjoo is new to it, Hua Jiao explains that he has started to become weak because humans have started to forget about the traditional festivals. As a consequence, the gods become weaker. They meet a blind girl by the name of Annie, who loves a certain tree and has visited it several times. They talk to her to find out whom she came with, and she replies she came with a friend, Sidhu-jong. Sidhu appears, trips, and falls. Nanjoo helps him get up and notices an evil spirit coming out of a scar he has on his forearm. He asks him how he got hurt, and Sidhu says he doesn't know. Hua Jiao performs his magic and heals the scar on Sidhu's hand. Sidhu and Annie leave to attend the flower festival. Hua Jiao tells Nanjoo that the evil spirit emitting from Sidhu is strong but well hidden. When at home, Hua Jiao doesn't think that the evil spirit is from Sidhu-jong. Nanjoo then realizes that it could be Unning, and he tells him that the girl doesn't have any evil spirits, but just to be sure, Hua Jiao goes out. While she's out to get groceries, she gets attacked by some evil spirits. He saves her from getting harmed, realizing that it's the same evil spirit he felt, confirming that she's the one that possesses the spirit. He goes back to report to Nanjoo when they decide to pay her a visit together. They manage to make it just in time and find out the real cause. It's on Ning's guide dog that's been resenting a worker from the guide dog facility. The facility wants to replace her current dog with a new one because the current one is sick and old. Unning already refused it several times, but the facility keeps insisting, making the dog angry about it. Nanjoo gets to the apartment and finds that Hua Jiao is already defending himself against the evil spirits of the dog. The worker from the dog center and Unning have been knocked out by the spirits. Hua Jiao continues to block the evil spirits by casting a shield around himself, but it quickly breaks, making him take the hit and blackout. Nanjoo takes the wheel and summons his black dragon sword to cut the spirit down, eradicating it completely and saving the dog. Later, Hua Jiao casts a spell and heals on Ning's eyesight, allowing her to witness her loyal dog's final moments. Hua Jiao goes into recovery while Nanjoo takes a break, but on the day of the Cold Food Festival, a leaf suddenly changes the energy in his house and summons another almanac god, Cold Food. They take a walk as they discuss Hua Jiao's recovery, and Cold Food explains how the festival came to be. Nanjoo gets a call from Zhang Chung from the bridge construction site, asking for help to deal with bad spirits. Nanjoo and Cold Food go there and find that there is nothing on the surface. So Nanjoo starts to dig but still finds nothing. Suddenly, the shovel he was using flies up from the ground, and a giant spirit shoots out from the dug hole to attack them. Andrew summons his black dragon sword and cuts the spirits down, but the many spirits fly around and then gather in one place, forming a huge snake that immediately attacks them. Cold Food tries to help, but Nanjoo tells him to stop as he's weak and should just rest. But he doesn't stop. The sword suddenly leaves Nanjoo's hands and works on its own to defeat the snake. Cold Food freezes the snake and waits for Nanjoo to summon lightning, but it doesn't kill the snake. The snake breaks the ice and continues to attack them. Suddenly, a small dagger is thrown from the sky, and it stabs the snake, and Tushi appears. He cuts the snake down, vanishing it away. He then changes and gets consumed by the evil spirits and starts to move forward to attack Nanjoo, who's trying to check Cold Food's condition. Cold Food notices Chu Zai approaching and throws an icicle to stab him before he collapses. Watch this next video.